Pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Spirit Breaker.
Ten seconds remaining.
For real, for real.
5 seconds remaining.
So Dire, they pick up Spirit Breaker first. This is a pretty good first pick, you know. It doesn't really give out a lot of information about your draft. But he's also one of the easiest initiators to pull off in the game. And that doesn't mean that he's like skill cap hero. It's more like you pick him when you want a tanky support hero that you know will always be able to get his initiation off, or at least try
10
to.
seconds remaining.
Because there are ways to stop him. For example, Fisher, so Earthshaker, first pick on complexity.
5
You know,
seconds
this hero's
remaining.
always a good first pick just because he's got 3 stuns, 2 of which are sort of hard to deal with because Echo Slam is instant and Fisher is also sort of instant. Like there's no projectile speed and it's quite long range, so pretty. I can't really say generic, but pretty standard first picks from both teams so far, and bans. And the Dire, they actually ban out Jakiro. We've seen this hero a
Dire
lot.
team pick.
I feel like that hero's really hit or miss. And complexity, they also pick up Puck. So Dire taking the Puck away from CCNC this game, I think CCNC is probably, or Puck for CCNC is probably one of his
10
best
seconds
heroes.
remaining.
Complexity are probably correct in taking that away from him.
5 seconds remaining.
See how the Dire respond. There's quite a few ways to counter pick Puck. You have heroes like Nyx, Silencer, or just silences in general. Dire, we'll see what they do with the second pick here.
Radiant team ban.
Silencer.
I mean, it's not even
10
just a
seconds
follow-up for
remaining.
the Spirit Breaker. It like prepends the Spirit Breaker. Like, you know, the charge comes in and right
5
before it hits, you
seconds
global silence,
remaining.
and if the Puck or the Earthshaker don't have a silence removal, they're hosed, right? You get hit by the... As soon as Puck gets hit by the Spirit Breaker, the chain stun comes, and Puck's not the kind of hero, at least without items, he's not the kind of hero that can survive that kind of
Dire
initiation.
team
So,
ban.
pretty good pickup from the Dire there. But complexity,
Radiant
they still have
team
3
ban.
more picks to deal with this. You can pick up some counter initiation, or you can go for more of a split push oriented lineup just to make sure that the Dire can't fully capitalize on this Silencer Spirit Breaker line.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Bit of an
remaining.
interesting ban. I feel like it would work better for them, but it kind of makes sense to me because Magic Immunity is really good against their 2 heroes so far, and what hero with Magic Immunity? Sorry, my English is really bad, but you know, Lifestealer's got natural Magic Immunity, so that makes him really good against Earthshaker and Puck.
Dire team
I tried to go for like a complex way of saying it, and then I just messed myself up. So I'm gonna stop talking now. That's the way to do it.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so the Underlord ban might be... It could be in response to something that Dire has run before, or maybe they're kind of afraid of the Underlord style of gameplay. So Underlord is like a surprisingly good hero for split pushing. I mean, he's slow, but he pushes out waves with a single spell. He helps his team move around the map, And when you help your team move around the map, when you have a Spirit Breaker and Silencer, it becomes that much more
Radiant
effective
team
because
pick.
you are very good at making the enemy team run around with your Firestorm, split pushing around the map, and then you have this really strong way of starting the fight, which is Charge and Global. So far, I mean, we've only 2 heroes, so the team fight and the initiation can only get better from here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yep,
Dire team pick.
same with Phantom Lancer, right? You can start drafting your core. As soon as you start revealing your cores, Complexity can start deciding if they want Phantom Lancer or Chaos Knight. Especially since Dire don't want to pick up those 2 heroes because Complexity have already drafted 2 heroes that are sort of good against Phantom Lancer. Maybe take out the annoying illusion heroes now so you don't have to deal with them later or potentially deal with them at all. See how Dire responds to Warlock pick. I'm just gonna start calling them the Radiant. Hell yeah. Complexity is sort of a strange response to the Silencer. I mean, they pick like one of the biggest team fight supports in the game, Warlock. So far, it seems like Complexity's whole lineup, again, similar to last game, very team fight oriented, very 5-man oriented. You know, like they want to be grouped up, they want to cast their spells in synergy with each other to try to just end right there. But the Dire, they pick Bloodseeker. And Bloodseeker is a hero that really benefits from games where there's like quick skirmishes.
5 seconds remaining.
You know, like Bloodseeker, he excels at hunting down targets that are kind of stuck out of position with Rupture. Good at like just he's good in situations where his team sort of opens up a fight. A bunch of stuff happens. No one's really able to stun the Bloodseeker this game except for the Earthshaker. So he should be able to get a lot done, but sure, a bit of an interesting pick.
Radiant team ban.
Bad Rider!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hey. He's kind of self-sufficient, but I think the number one weakness of Lone Shred is that if you fall behind, there's no catching up. Your hero relies on getting ahead early and then using that early advantage to just help your team knock down towers, help your team secure map control. But the Dire, the pickup potential on their team is really solidified with that Rider. I mean, they can go for kills on any of Complexity's heroes. They're not obligated to really respect the 5-man aggression from Complexity. They can be like, hey, we want to split push, and then we're going to pick you off when you map. If the Dire get into a situation where they can make that scenario happen, I think they'll definitely be favored to win. It looks like they're missing either a support or an offlaner. I don't think they want to the offlaner Complexity just because of the up against either a Bat or a Bloodseeker. Neither of those matchups are good. Dire belt, that's fine. The Dire right now, what they probably need the most is a hero that helps push out the lanes. Right now, the only hero, whenever you play like a split push, not really split push, whenever you play a lineup that wants to split the enemy team up, you need at least one hero, or you need your heroes to be better at keeping the lanes out than the enemy. just so that the enemy team has to move around and respond to all of this movement from you. And so I think this final pick here should be a hero that can help make that happen.
10 seconds remaining.
Really, Puck would have been one of the best options, but
5
that is
seconds
obviously
remaining.
taken from complexity.
Radiant
so we'll see what
team
PBD
pick.
chooses.
Race King.
Very different.
Ten seconds remaining.
You know, Wraith King's kind of difficult for
5
complexity
seconds remaining.
to deal with right now. He's a hero that can jump on top of the Lone Druid. He's a hero that potentially buys a BKB, so he's sort of immune to a lot of the crowd control coming from complexity. You know, apparently I was completely wrong in this this pick. Really threw me off a little, but we'll see how it
It's
works out.
kind of a slow building up.
To be honest, Wraith King seems like a hero that PyCat really enjoys playing. I mean, I think we've seen PyCat on this hero many times over the last year, even when he was playing with Navi squad. But when they pick up Beastmaster, a hero that is more than enough to help kite the Wraith King. So Wraith King sort of has the same problem as Lone Druid, where he's much better when he has a good start, because he doesn't really catch up easily, and these two carries, they can catch up, but they need their team to make the space for them. See how that goes. It really does. And
Where's
maybe
the
he just
hats?
likes the standard everything. I'm gonna look up what kind of
Prepare
hats
for
we're
battle.
using in the early game stuff.
There's some good ones. I forget the name of the set.
The standard one's pretty sick though,
Is it?
isn't it? It's the only one that shows his face. The other ones
True.
kind of show his face, but
I thought that was the whole point of cosmetics, is hide everything under gear. Zai,
I'm looking.
under the cover of smoke.
It's not the standard hat. He actually does have a hat on. It
Oh,
just
is
looks
it?
like the
Just
yeah,
one of
it's
those like
Crown
5
of
cent ones.
Eternal Rain. He doesn't have a back or arm slot though. So falling a little bit short. In that
Give him
department.
kudos on the weapon. The weapon not bad, but I mean complexity across the board. Even the warlock, pretty good looking for
30 seconds to battle.
anything
Dude,
Z Freak
my
lacking a
Wraith King
bit.
set sucks. Looking at it now. Gotta sell some PUBG items and buy some Dota 2 items. Yeah,
Honestly, gumbag.
need my blue high top trainers though. But going into the game, looks like Z Freak has the Earthshaker boots. Pretty standard item pickup from him. Just boots, 3 clarities, run around, be as annoying as
The
possible.
battle begins.
Show kills with Fisher blocks. Especially when you have a hero like Puck in mid who can actually dish out quite a bit of right click damage to the. So if CCNC is not careful with managing his HP in the mid lane, like against actually it's Chessie in the mid lane, then there could be a potential kill.
Yeah, the one of the very few heroes that they actually flex limp off this mid, or is Chessie's low. So something else to mention about the hero is that it is definitely one of Chessie's signatures, and he's very comfortable on it. And has a decent matchup against the CCNC Bloodseeker. I mean, as does the limp Puck if they elect to put it there. Looks like it'll be the laning configuration they favor for now. Limp being ranged is perhaps a little less susceptible combination of Zai and Misery bottom lane. But if there's any time for them to kill Limp, it'll be early on here. 4 stacks of Napalm. Really perhaps thinking about it, they're going to force out the Illusory Orb. 5 stacks deep, Limp will have to wait for that to expire.
Doesn't have a magic stick either, but Z Freak trying to pull the lane back for now by pulling, and take a look at the top lane. Who's taking quite a bit of damage here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Kyle nearby. That's Warlock, I feel one of the more underrated leads. Battle where it has some pretty good right-click base damage as well. But with no ability to pull here, or limited ability. try it here, and they actually do get the side, as I mentioned. The lane
There's a
becomes
charge
that
on
much
metal.
harder.
Not sure if anything will happen here. Maybe a little bit of a hit or two. He says hello, goodbye.
Resummon on the
Makes us
bear
money.
not too long ago as well.
He's making what I like to call the bounty rune relay. Move.
The lap around the map, so to speak.
It's something you do as a position 4 or 5 now, yeah. Look, Z-Freak's doing the same thing. It's like, hey,
This is when they popularized Tranquil Boots Slardar and just sprint around the map and gather bounty runes.
Why even help my teammates when there's 4 potential bounty runes? I'm not sure why support Naked Talker just teleport around the map. Go for those bounty runes. Get 3 if you use the TP scroll.
Well, early game a bit stagnant at this point, and
CCC getting a little bit low here in the mid lane. Charge comes out.
Oh, the right click up the hill does land, and they do get it with the tick of the Orb of Venom.
Courier,
it
though.
seems. Misery will grab the courier.
Hashtag
Is under attack.
Charge back up into the lane. Arcane Rune helping him out in that regard. CNC back to the lane. Chessie reaps the benefits of that full salve duration.
not too
be
bad for
in
CCNC
fighting
though. He has
shape.
three range creeps coming his way, so there's going to be a lot of EXP.
That's why you see
Manages to-
Complexity trying to push him off the lane here. Will sustain.
Maybe when you're older.
And so up top, move. Might be going down here.
Has a salve and the thirst though. Keeping vision for now. He will be able to salve up PPD. And Pycat a little bit low here. Kyle though. No real chase potential. Warlock and the boars are finished off at this point.
Chessie sort of winning the mid lane right now. He's behind in EXP only because he got that huge burst of EXP, whereas the Earthshaker was probably a little bit there. So it could be an issue when CCNC hits level 6 on the Bloodseeker. If
D-Free could be in a little bit of trouble here. A couple of stacks. He tries to jack the bounty rune and may pay for it. Gets the Fisher off though. Third stack of Napalm now, and the turn rate. Oh. Shrine not available, and Zai will find the kill, it seems, with one more right click. Meanwhile, mid lane, Misery wrapping through onto Chessie.
71%.
Double damage rune into there as well, but Chessie just going to throw some harass back on towards the cow. Little animal on animal crime. Limp has had a little bit of a free time bottom lane for the last little bit and has recovered nicely. In
nice
CS,
root.
CCNC going to get fissured, but he does not get blocked
The
entirely.
root. No root.
Charge inbound from base. CCNC salving up. Maybe they look to get active here. Often we see the 2-1-2 builds here, but CCNC favoring the extra point in Thirst. Can't really follow up this charge with much. They do force out the Fisher, and the root on the high side actually doing tons of damage to CCNC under the effects of Blood Rage. But he will be able to get drag these creeps back under his tower and try to heal the last hit or two. Now, Twin Llewellyn's rotating in towards mid lane. Fatal Bonds is there. Savage Roar, they're trying to chase forward, but can't just yet kill off Misery. Shadow Word will do the job though.
Pick up from Complexity there. They also have a Siege group in the mid lane. You get a little bit of power damage here. CCC looking a little bit low, but I mean, kind of a difficult kill for them to go. They have to create a lot of damage, and CCNC does have that rupture up. They're recharging in.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Cancel it up as Freak makes his way to the northern bounty rune, or the northern river rune. Limp gonna pick up an invisibility rune with the bottle, and he's got the dream
Kyle
coil
getting
as
caught
well. Yeah, the warlock is gonna be caught, but now Limp
Rupture
rolling
coming
through
in.
with the coil. Rupture is gonna be there from CCNC. Limp makes it away though to the shrine. They just get the warlock when all is said and done. However, that is the invisibility rune from Limp, expended as well as the coil, so he could have perhaps done a little bit more damage to the dire lineup elsewhere. For now, Flexity lose. Level 5, so can go down, and they have the boar being blocked up by the creeps. He turns around. Upheaval is there though, so Pycat forced to turn and fight. Moo is not going to be dinging 6 anytime soon. Neither is Pycat. It'll just be a man fight in the top lane. Flame Break flying out will catch the Warlock, and the Curse catches both dire heroes, or both complexity heroes. God damn it. The Thirst there, gonna give them vision on Moo. He has a TP, but probably will not use it where he is visible. Pycat, easy kill for him. Last right click for the Wraith King. And Zai picks up a kill on the Warlock on the southern end of that as well. CCNC going to shrine up alongside Zai. Has his Rupture available well, but really wants to get this wave underneath tower before doing so. Now jump forward from Limp, though. They're going to punish CCNC for doing it. Misery inbound, gets the charge off. Zai does not have a lasso ready. And phase shift from Limp is probably going to force the Dire back here. Illusory Orb back to safety. Fisher comes out. Fatal Bonds is there. Can they kill off the Bat Rider? They can. Zai will go down.
I think CCNC wanted to clear out the creep wave there. He was waiting for the Spirit Breaker and the Silencer to join up for the Shrine, so he may as well just nuke the wave really quickly, but Limp was ready on the sideline. Fuck, so quick 2 kills for complexity there, puts them a little bit ahead. No, I don't think Pycat's going to be ready to fight for a while, so I'm just going to have to be able to get some pickups here and there to close the gap.
Zai as well been heavily involved thus far on the Bat Rider. 3-1-0, so not a bad KDA. And he is relatively close to his Blink Dagger. 2,100 gold at this point. Naked Rush, essentially, with only the bottle in his inventory.
Pycat has to be a little bit careful here. Beastmaster is more than capable of just kiting him forever, so decides to hit a jungle camp while the 4 heroes on his team are on the right side of the map. They'll probably look for a pickup on either the Puck or the Lone Druid as soon as this Bat Rider completes.
Yeah, they should be well aware that it's fairly close for the Radiant side. The Zai's Blink, that is. He's still sitting on just Brown Boots and Bottle. Often we see, either Tranquils or Drums or some sort of early game oriented items. Should be wary of this pickup, and it is going to fly out now on the Courier.
These freaking are sort of setting up for a something top, but I think they think against it. They see PPD on the side, yeah.
The vision denied as well, so allow Pycat to hang around for the next bit. Pycat holding on to 2 skill points as it is.
Blink completed on Zai.
Dire's
He's level 7. They have Rupture on Bloodseeker, so we'll see if they try to make a move. Promise Complexity aren't exactly showing any potential openings right now. Chessie's basically been rotating between the mid lane and these camps under his tower. Puck isn't exactly killable position, you'd think.
Zai though, smoked up. He freaking the perfect position to tank this smoke, however. Zai being close to the pit.
Beastmaster is showing on the map, so they might go for that kill instead.
Yeah, charge gonna come through. Firefly up from Zai, and they will expend the lasso, bringing him into the charge. Misery still level 4 on the Spirit Breaker, but his Nether Strike not needed, even if it were skilled up. So they bear, their first rotation with the Blink Dagger does bear fruit for Zai. So meanwhile, though, CCNC in trouble mid lane, trying to go for the TP out. Fisher will stop him from doing so, and the return kill is arguably a more valuable one. Judging by the metrics, it certainly is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a mid Bloodseeker for the offlane Beastmaster. And more importantly, I think they're going to get a lot of damage on this tier 1 mid, and really nothing the Dire can respond except trading for that tier 1 top. And lots of TPs heading up top.
Primal Roar available. they get in range? They will. Z-Freak has a Fissure as well, and the Echo Slam. They're going to block off Pycat. He is not going to skill up Reincarnation.
Probably better not to. I mean, he's dead twice for sure there. And whenever you lose level 1 Reincarnation, it's down for 200 seconds, which is a very long time. And Misery opts to complete his level 6 bottom on Spirit Breaker. I think the next fight should be favorable for the Dire just because they have Global Silence on TPD, so hopefully, well, for their sake, hopefully they take the next fight well, because I can see if they lose the next team fight, they'll be in a pretty bad position because Chessie's almost done his Radiance. Really no bear hitters on the Dire team, so you're going to have trouble dealing with the Lone Druid going into the mid fight.
He picks up the last hit on the tower here. He almost has it, and that is certainly cause for concern for the Dire side. They haven't really gotten any mileage out of this mid lane CCNC Bloodseeker. He's 0-3-0, not really participated in any kill, and ever since that, I don't want to say greedy play, but the play to just clean up the wave and keep the tower healthy before they shrined up, things have just gone poorly for this Bloodseeker. They will get the tier 1 bottom, but as you mentioned, this is pretty much Radiance gold here, sub 14 minutes for Chessie.
Yeah, you can say that Complexity are just doing a good job of punishing the Dire for these missteps. That was going down in a hurry.
Dire's top tower is
gone.
Radiance being ferried out currently here.
So, the Dire, you know, they're just posturing themselves into the enemy jungle, hoping someone comes here to farm, but I feel like Complexity are comfortable just moving around as a unit, so in order for the Dire's lineup to operate, I think they have to somehow split apart Complexity, which is a little bit difficult because Complexity started the mid game with sort of a lead, so they're not really obligated to let up at all. Like, they're not afraid of any of the split push on the Dire, with only the Raze team being one star.
Right onto the middle tower they will go. Lift utilized here. Radiant is up on the bear. They get the Fissure. Now jump forward from Zai is going to grab up a lasso. Do they have the follow-up damage, though? Underneath the global, can they really kill off this Warlock? They charge through. Primal Roar will be there. The last word will finish off the Warlock, but the Echo Slam from Z-Freak is going to kill off Zai and Misery Spirit Breaker. Now, they will jump forward, looking for the bear. Fissure will connect onto 3 from Z-Freak, and then big combo coming through from Limb. Pycat, he's already used his Reincarnation. CCNC, they're trying to bring down the bear, and they will be successful in doing so. However, all of Dire dead. Ultra kill for Limp, and a buyback spent on Misery.
How many times do you see a team just focus fire bear when there's 3 heroes around?
A bear with Radiance, no less.
Yeah, this Radiance is providing a huge problem for the Dire. I think part of it is just all of their cores, or like 2 of their cores are melee, and the Bat Rider is sort of in a way melee hero. So it's pretty. The Radiance is just getting so much mileage in these fights. Or in that last fight, rather.
Cores have been really hindered from progressing in this game on the Dire side. Take a look at the net worth, and it's very skewed. You take a look at the levels, and it's heavily dominated by the Radiant side as well. Map starting to shrink quickly, and as you mentioned, early advantage with the bear, starting to take structures, and Chessie has already taken 3 towers in about the last 5 minutes, and he'll go for a 4th here, will be successful in doing so. Just going to chase down PPD with the bear, has the Savage Roar if they opt to turn, needs a root, and will get it, just like every good Lone Druid player does. PPD finished off here.
Just gotta press the loop button, right? Got the U plus left button.
Meanwhile, mid lane, Limp initiates onto Pycat, and they'll kill him off. Not even much expended, just a coil there for the Pycat kill. Respawn timers are so low, however, at this juncture, that it is very difficult for them to push high ground. They will take the last outer tier tower, however. Radiant in a very commanding position.
Things are looking pretty dire for the Dire.
I mean, I'm just gonna...
I shouldn't be laughing at that.
I'm just gonna say I'm tired, and that's why I enjoyed that.
Zaya Zai's just like looking for a kill, I think. Yeah, with the Spirit Breaker. They need all the pickups they can get. Hopefully he can pull
Tries to
up.
find move. Gonna
Complexity's moving in.
look to cliff him, unsuccessful in doing so. Savage Roar not there in time.
Wraith King isn't the hero that catches up easily, so I think Dire, they have to try to find a fight that works for them, but they're fighting an uphill battle right now. Complexity's 10k net worth ahead. Arguably, their cores are probably better suited this game, with Lone Druid being good against the Wraith King. You know, Rupture doesn't do any damage if Chessie doesn't have to move, just because he's so much more farmed. And since it's mostly the bear, they smoke up, but they're too late. And
it's right under a ward as well. Actually saw them smoke.
RIP. So Complexity, two of their lanes are in a nice position, but they're not even scared of a potential split push in the bottom lane, so they're gonna start posturing themselves in the middle of the map.
I mean, they only have 5 outer tier towers up at the moment. Split push is a real concern. Z-Freak does have his Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker, and he'll just straddle the periphery of the fight here. Chessie only really throwing the bear up to the high ground. Got the Lotus Orb from behind. It's actually limp to be pick that up.
The Dire just looking to spam it out right now. Hiket's still continuing to farm bottom, working on that Echo Saver, but
needs his level 12 desperately as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
defend this. I mean, the Dire's best combo right now is probably a Rupture into Lasso, but it's not really safe for Zai to go into the fight. There's so many stuns, long range stuns coming from Complexity, so if things go poorly, the moment Zai jumps in, he's gonna get stunned. So
Z-Freak is playing extremely far back.
quite a difficult situation that the Dire are in.
Along with the Firefly trying to nuke up, but now Limp gonna initiate forward onto the Silencer, forces PPD to go into the Shrine, and the Bear alone will be enough to bring down the Silencer after the initial combo. Now the Primal Roar, it'll find one on the north. That's gonna be CC and C. He's gonna end up dropping. Z-Freak still hasn't used anything as the Earthshaker here. Jump forward, now he'll find the Echo Slam. That's a buyback and a death for CC and C, and likely will be game. Chessie finds himself a triple kill, Limp on a monster kill streak, and buybacks aplenty raining down from the Dire side, but none of them will be enough. Ultra kill for the Lone Druid. GG is going to be called, and it's a rampage to end things off for Chessie's.
Pentakill?
What the hell is a pentakill, bro?
Sorry.
Rampage
Well played
for
by
Chessie's. Yeah, very much so. It definitely felt like from start to finish they had what they wanted, and laning matchups worked out for them. They got an early kill on CC and C in that mid lane, did decently top. Just, I don't know. I mean, my scrub mind can't comprehend, you know, the logic behind it, but the Wraith King just